So, hello again.
Hello, it is episode 11 of My Skeptical Sister.
Yes, did you notice I put my podcasting voice on all of a sudden?
Yeah, I did. You always turn it on.
I really do.
It goes away after a few minutes.
I know, I'm glad it goes away because I don't consciously do it and then I catch myself doing it. So, but yes, what episode is this?
11.
11, that's right, because it was our 10-week anniversary last week.
They're double digits.
Yes. And I'm Meghann, the skeptical one.
And I'm Erin, the believer. We switched it up.
We did. Did you like that?
Yeah. Keeping me on my game.
Keeping you on your toes, that's for sure. So how you doing?
I'm doing good. I was hustling today for the podcast.
Nice.
I got a call. All week I've been like, oh yeah, I've got a dentist appointment on Monday.
Uh-huh.
Well, then Monday came along, and at one point today, I actually thought, it's so weird that I don't have to go anywhere today. I kind of feel like I had to go somewhere.
Oh, no.
And then 10 minutes after my appointment time, I got a call.
Oh, shoot.
And it's the best dentist.
Yeah.
I love this little place. But anyways, they called and they're like, well, we had you down at 4:00. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'll be there. I live so close. Can I still make it? And she was like, if you can be here in 10 minutes. I'm like, I'll be there. And I left. I didn't brush my teeth. I didn't remember my night guard. I forgot my phone. But I made it there in 10 minutes.
Your teeth were there. That was really
I know. I got there, and sweet little Sally, our family is obsessed with her. She's our dental hygienist. And I said, Sally, I'm so sorry. I have not brushed my teeth, but I'm here. And she was very sweet.
Oh,
but while I was there, because we've become friends because my kids really do stalk her a little bit. They're obsessed with her.
Perch at the ground she walks on, I feel like.
Yeah.
They always talk about Sally.
That's right. So we have become friends on like Facebook and Instagram and stuff. But so she knew about the podcast, but then she brought it up when the dentist was in there, and the dentist was like, oh, you have a podcast? I love listening to podcasts.
Well, hello. Welcome all dental hygienists.
I know. And then she said, ooh, my mom's got a really scary story, and told me the story.
Oh.
And I said, that's really good. Tell your mom to write in. And she goes, my mom is so bored right now. She'll totally write in.
Oh, so, nice. Nice. You are hustling.
I know. We've got Dr. Mimi and Dr. Mimi's mom.
Awesome. Well, welcome, Dr. Mimi and Mimi's mom. We're so happy to have you guys.
I know. It was fun, exciting, and it's a good story. And I'm not going to tell it right now, but it does kind of relate to one of my stories tonight because it always does.
Well, I wish I could say your teeth looked good, but they're looking
they're wine covered.
They're a little wine teethy. I'm like, yeah, they look beautiful, Dr. Mimi. If she's listening, I'm sure she'll brush her teeth as soon as she gets done.
They looked beautiful after my appointment, and I will brush my teeth when I get done. But yeah, they are slightly coated in red wine.
I always, I wish that there was something that, because I always love red wine, and when I go to a party, I want to drink red wine, but I never do. I think we've had this. Like, we need to invent. So I don't really care. I don't need the money. I mean, I do need the money, but I'm not in it for the money life. So if somebody else invents it, I'll just be as happy.
Right.
So if you could make a gum that you could chew that would just whiten your teeth really quickly.
This is my thought. We've had this discussion.
Okay.
Like you said, but you said you want something that at the end, when you're done drinking the wine, you just kind of wipe your teeth or chew gum and it's gone.
Yeah.
But I don't want that because I want my teeth. I want to continue drinking the wine.
Sure.
And still look nice. So I want something
that as you drink it.
Yeah. Like that's like stain resistant.
You put it on your before. Teeth You're brilliant. This is why yeah.
Right. Put it on your teeth before, go to the party, sit and record your podcast for hours. Like I go to any parties anymore. Right. But I would still like to not have purple teeth.
I know.
Luckily it's just you, but
yeah. Well, and I know your teeth are usually in nice condition, so
thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Well, somebody out there who knows how to make chemicals and stuff.
Yeah, we got any scientists out there?
Figure that out for us, and we'll sponsor you.
Oh yeah, name it after us or something.
Oh yeah, definitely name it. My skeptical teeth. Like that's. Come up with a better name, but that's our plan to get somebody listening that can actually do stuff and make stuff for us and name it after us.
This is really it. We're just getting down to the nit of things. Is that the nit of things?
The nit of things.
What is that?
I don't know.
I don't think that's
the nitty gritty. We're getting down to the nitty gritty.
All we really want in life are free stuff, things to invent people to invent things for us.
Yeah.
And to hear ghost stories.
Yeah, because we're kind of lazy. We don't want to do the work behind it.
Yeah.
But we want the benefits of it. I want the white teeth.
I want the white teeth, yeah.
But speaking of free stuff, let me talk about this because we got our very first free, what would you call that? Like
swag?
Free swag
we
sent
made
our
it.
way. And so, yes, we are super excited about this. And it was kind of funny. I do have to give a shout out to my friend Tiana because she was the one that dropped this author's name and then promptly got corrected by several people like, oh, no, that's not the Louisville author. You're thinking of someone else. And she was like, oh, okay, my bad, but turns out she wasn't wrong. I think she knew more than what everybody else thought she did. So, so she told me to get in contact with this guy and I did. And he's super nice. And we kind of emailed back and forth and he was like, well, I'll just send you my book.
Oh, for free. A real book. You're holding it.
I am holding it. And I really didn't believe it. I was kind of like, oh, is he really? And he's like, all I ask is that you tell people where to buy it. And I'm thinking, maybe if I like it. I'm kidding, rude. Steve. His name is Steve Weiser, and I do like it. I'm not a reader, as we discussed last time. I can read, but I don't like to. But I am loving this book because it's a quick little read. I mean, it's thin, but it's like detailed. There's lots of detail and pictures galore in here of places in Louisville. So as I'm looking through, I'm like, oh my gosh, I know exactly where that is. And some of our fans, it's so funny to say that, but some of our fans on our Facebook page were talking about how they wanted more local Kentucky type things.
Yeah.
This book is awesome. It's really cool. It's called Haunted Houses of Louisville. Oh. So it's like gets right into it. It's not even like. I can't
wait to read it.
Yes, and it's by Steve Weiser. Like I think I already said his name, and you can purchase it on his website, which is
www.wiserdesigns.
Wiser Designs.
Yeah, with an S. Which is. Hold on, I'm gonna grab it.
She's holding my wine.
Hold on, it's fine. I got it. Okay. Yeah,
let me read it. Okay,
spell it out for him.
Okay, so it costs $15, which includes tax, shipping, and handling. And he says, the only thing I ask is that you mention where folks can purchase it at my website, which is www.wiser. What does to him?
Okay.
Okay,
sorry.
www.wiser.designs.com. So wiserdesigns.com. And I mean, the pictures alone, like
the cover looks really good and creepy.
It is super creepy.
We'll post a picture of the cover. And
I believe that's the Peterson home, which, I think that's, when you say that's the same house on the cover.
Let me see the cover again.
And so, which the Peterson house, like Dana, friend of the podcast that we talk about all the time, she lived on Peterson. That's where I met her, like, I've been to her house a million times and I've seen this house and I always thought it looked kind of creepy.
Oh, I didn't get to know about it.
And now, I'm just going to give you a little teaser. The ghost there is called the Lady in White.
Okay.
And she's had several recorded sightings. Like people have, it's like at the house, like you can read about it and stuff like that. Ellie's back. But anyway, so I read, this tells you a lot because I'm not a reader. And as soon as it got here, I've already read the first chapter and I'm like, oh, I'm going to read this whole book probably tonight after this podcast.
That is so exciting.
Yeah. Look through those pictures because they are really good. But there's like some pretty famous places that are in Louisville on there. But then there's also some places that I know I've driven by a million times. And now I know the story behind it, which is really fun. So,
that is cool.
And at one point in our correspondence, look at me getting fancy with the words and saying them correctly. But Steve, he was saying, do you want me to go on your podcast? So he could even, after we read it and kind of get into it a little bit more, maybe we can even have him on for an episode and hear if he's had any like firsthand experiences at any of these places. So
that is awesome. Is this the house that's in like close to our neighborhood?
I think it is.
Holy crap. Like, what I'm talking about? Yeah. Where you go out by Target? Like, is it going to Target that way?
Yes, I do think that is it.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Isn't that the coolest book? I mean, it's just, especially if you're from Louisville, you're going to see pictures of houses in there that you've driven by a million times. And now there's a ghost story behind it. And you get to see or get to see the pictures and listen to the story.
I see Waverly.
Pretty cool. And it's, like I said, quick read. It's very easy read. I haven't stumbled across any harangue words in there yet or bipedal. I'm kidding. I'm sure Steve has definitely got a nice repertoire of vocabulary, but it's right up my alley. That's hilarious. Oh, sound coming from your hallway.
There's a ghost in my house.
We're reading you turn the page and you see a picture of your house.
Oh my gosh, that would be so scary. Steve, get out of my house.
Right. Oh my gosh. So we would stop the podcast and read it right then, right?
Right. I feel like we just had our first not just free thing, but that was our first commercial.
It really was for Steve, who is a lovely man. And he seems like he really knows his history because I know he's written more books.
Yeah.
This one, I think he's written mostly about the history of Louisville. I'm speaking as if I really know. I don't. But from what I've gathered is that he must be an author about Louisville history. And this is his book about the hauntings of Louisville.
Nice.
So again, Haunted Houses of Louisville by Steve Weiser. And you can buy that at www.weiserdesigns.com.
Awesome. I love it. I'm excited.
Me too. So we'll
thanks, Steve.
Yes. Thank you so much, Steve. And we will be talking more about that as I read it. We'll definitely share a story or two from there.
I can't wait to read it.
And I took very good care of that. That was not the book dropping on the ground. I promise, Steve.
I feel like I don't have anything else, so I'll just get into it.
Okay, that sounds good to me. Yeah, you're going to go first?
I think so, because here's my thought process on this. We
do it.
Usually discuss this beforehand.
Do we? I don't feel like we ever have.
We do a little bit.
Okay.
I'm going to read two different stories.
Okay.
They're both pretty short, and they're both interesting, but because they're so short, they kind of wrap up nicely. But then I just overheard you reading yours since you didn't read it till you got here. And there were some gasps that I want to end on.
Okay, so you're going to read both yours back to back, and then I'm going to end.
Yeah, I'm going to not sandwich it. How about that?
Yeah, hey, let's do it. Every episode we change it up, people. You don't even know what you're going to get. We're so wild and crazy.
Don't think you know us.
Right, you don't know us. We can always surprise.
Okay, so the story I'm going to read is another story from Paula.
Oh, one of our fan favorites.
Yeah, she told the story about her that house they lived in.
And her dad, right?
Yeah.
Her dad saw.
Or the woman with the red eyes.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that's funny because I kind of have a dad story of my own.
Of course you do, because coincidences,
I think so.
Hard to say, are not just coincidences.
Aren't they, though?
Yeah, whatever. You're the one who just brought that one up, so.
Well.
No. Okay, so here we go. Hi there, back for my new story. This is actually 2 dream stories that are interesting. I don't know about you, but I think it's possible for spirits to visit in our dreams. We're more vulnerable and open in our sleep. Here are the 2 dreams that have happened to myself and my cousin. I feel like you wanted to say something there.
Yeah, I was going to say, she's definitely talking to you in this email because I'm like, yeah, Paula, I love you, girl, but they're just dreams. Well, like we talked about, the human brain is so fascinating. It's got so many different inceptions happening constantly.
Okay, now I'm going to read you both of her dreams, and I will tell you that I could say that for the second dream. The first dream has some weird little. I wish I could read them in opposite order, but I'm not going to. Well,
because one builds off the other one?
Well, no, I guess I could switch it.
We'll switch it then. But what I was going to say while you're figuring out your order and organizing yourself is that I'm not going to hold back on my skepticism, because I will be honest and transparent that I do sometimes hold back because I don't want to offend anybody.
Yeah.
But last week, I kind of got called out a little bit. Not called out, but she was like, hey, I wanted to hear what your skeptical view was on this.
Yeah.
One of our listeners. And I was like, oh, I didn't even put it in there. And honestly, I do think that I guard myself a little bit because I don't want to offend. So please know that my skepticism is never coming from a place to offend anybody.
Yeah.
It's just how I am. I just don't believe in a lot of things. So, so I want to like clean slate that right there and say, just please know I'm not trying to offend anybody if I don't believe in your story. However, I'm going to start being a little more honest and letting you know I don't believe in it. If I don't believe in it. Okay?
Right. We got to stay true to the name. I know. I think we were so excited that we were going to call Mom that like we didn't go into all the skepticism. We both really loved that story last week, but we just were like, okay, and now we're going to call Mom.
Right.
But when she wrote that, I was like, oh yeah, we didn't debunk that. You didn't even try to debunk that.
Yeah, I didn't. And we could definitely go back and I could definitely debunk a lot of things in that. But
yeah, well, basically what we're saying is you got to go get on our Facebook group because
yes, I do give my take there on why I think some of it was probably false.
Yeah,
there's not all of it, but
there's a lot of back and forth there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do it in opposite order. How about that?
I think it's our podcast, Paula. If you don't like that, sorry, and we love you.
Don't be mean to her.
I'm not. I'm saying sorry, and right back next time in the order that we'd like you to. I'm kidding, Paula. Girl, she knows me. She knows I'm just being silly. Okay,
so here we go. We're gonna skip the first story. We'll go back to it.
Okay.
So, all right,
Ellie. Let me put her under a blanket because she's loud tonight.
I know. I'm so sorry. Oh, no.
Oh, and
just
my
blanket. Hold on.
We're put her under my blanket. Then I have to give her my blanket.
No, my blanket's bigger. We're adjusting. We're adjusting.
Okay, we got this. Shh, Ellie. Go ahead.
Okay, let's see. I had this dream last summer. I'm sure it had to do with the craziness of lockdowns and stress, but I also feel like it was some kind of message. I was walking down a dirt street in my hometown of Kansas. I grew up in a tiny little town with about 800 people before I moved to Denver. It was dark with the moon out and the street lights on. Up ahead on the right, I could see a small house with the door open and light spilling out on the front porch.
So she's dreaming at this point. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this whole thing.
Okay, I thought maybe she was setting us up for going to bed and then dreaming. But
no.
I'm sorry.
She's already in her dream.
I was worrying about Ellie.
I know, Ellie. You just got to talk to her. Sometimes you got to lift her head up a little bit.
Ellie, you were on Twitter and everybody thought you were really cute, but you don't have to prove it now that you're a big snorer. Okay.
Sorry, everybody. Okay, so up ahead on my right, I could see a small house with the door open and light spilling out onto the front porch. I walked up to the house and looked in the screen door and saw my dad sitting on the couch watching TV. Now, she doesn't say here, but I am assuming from the rest of her dream that her dad is no longer around.
Okay.
Okay, so if you remember, in the last story, he always stayed up late watching TV. As I stood there, he got up in his crazy shorts, socks, and sandals and put on his hat like he was going outside. I knew I needed to leave, so I turned and walked down the sidewalk and onto the street. He caught up with me and put his arms around my shoulder. I looked up and he smiled and said, "It's all going to be okay."
Aww.
Was this just stress? I don't know. I really felt his presence when I woke up right after that. It was so comforting, like he knew things were crazy, but he was watching out for me. I hope you like these two. Oh, well, we haven't read the first one yet.
Well, I like that one.
I have more to come.
Verdict still out on the first one.
She ends it with, "I have more to come. You'll probably get sick of me. Ha 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 ha." Cheers.
No, we need them to keep coming, Paula.
Yes, absolutely.
First of all, she writes beautifully. And
the stress, obviously, if you are taken out of the moment for a minute for any weird reason, I don't think we have that power. But this was like summer during COVID. She's been stuck inside.
Right.
She's stressed. Who's not stressed?
Right.
So,
well, and whether it really was your father or just your brain, I'm so glad you got a moment's relief,
right,
of that. And that goes a long way, hearing somebody that you care so much about, whether he is still alive or not, saying those words,
especially like a parent, like a good
somebody
parent.
A good parent, not a shitty parent. Then it'd be like, oh, now it's gonna be okay. Maybe you should have been a better parent, and it would have been okay then. No, but
we know he was good because remember he went and checked on the kids. Remember that story?
He did. He was a way better parent than we were. Our kids wouldn't be the ones who would be like, oh, now you're comforting me. That's hilarious. But no, I think I'm gonna stay with. I think it was a dream. It was a very sweet dream, and I'm very glad she had it.
Okay, I can, even as the believer, I can say maybe that was just a dream. But this one has some, what's the word I'm trying, like some, I guess some proof, kind of.
Yeah, like coincidences.
No, shut up.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. Back for my next story. This is actually 2 dream stories. I've read all that. I'm going to skip. My cousin Debbie told me this dream when I was around 18 or so. It was probably around the same time my dad told me about the lady with the red eyes. We were at a family get-together, and somehow there was a group of us that started talking about paranormal stuff. So that, I think, is really happening. That they're standing around talking about, which is my dream. If I ever go to a party, tell me all your ghost stories.
Let's talk about
Okay. So anyways, here we go. They're at the party talking paranormal stuff. One night she had an odd dream. She was walking down a small dirt road following a parade toward a small town. As she reached the edge of town, she looked to her left and saw a huge old house with a large porch. Our grandmother, Nano, cute.
Nano, that's so cute.
I know. Was out on the porch sweeping it in one of her floral house dresses. Nano had passed away a couple years before, so of course it was shocking to see her. She approached the steps and Nano stopped sweeping and told her, "You need to get home. You shouldn't be here." Debbie said she was so happy to see her and wanted to sit down and talk, but Nano kept insisting she should go home. When she finally asked why she needed to leave, Nano looked her straight in the eye and said, "I need to finish getting ready for Banks, our grandfather." Debbie.
Her grandfather's name was Banks?
Uh-huh.
Banks and Nano?
Banks and Nano.
That's the cutest duo name.
I know.
I mean, I thought Nana and G-Pop were pretty cute. But nope. Banks and Nano?
I know.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Okay, sorry, go on.
Debbie said as the sentence was finished in her dream, she woke to the phone ringing. It was her mother calling her to tell her that Banks had been out hunting, had a heart attack, and had passed away.
Whoa.
Okay, so listen, while I was reading this, I thought, okay, well, she knew Banks was sick. And then that was on her mind. And so, of course, she had a dream. But no, that sounds very much like sudden. He was out hunting and had a heart attack.
Well, unless he really likes to hunt when he's sick. I don't know.
There's no way to predict that. There is no way to predict that that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But that is cool.
It's a wild. Yeah, that's not cool that he had a heart attack.
It's not cool they had a heart attack. It is cool to know that she was already there. Nana was there taking care of the place, getting it ready for him.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Okay, so my skeptic, my hardcore skeptic here, Paula, and again, I'm so glad I said this before, that I'm not trying to dig to offend or anything. But, I also know that sometimes we have dreams and then we kind of fill them in. Do you know what I'm saying? Like dreams of this happening, and maybe she saw Nano and Nano was here and all of those things. And then we hear that grandpa dies and then her mind fills it like, oh, that must've been what she was talking about,
Yeah. That
I don't know.
Like a stretch to me, but
well,
okay.
so does hearing that Banks died but I mean, either way, it is a really cool story and definitely one I'd like to hear at a party. And by the way, if I'm at a party, I kind of hold back my skepticism because I want everybody to tell me more, but I think it was a dream, and I think that it might have been a coincidence or it might not have happened exactly the way she's remembering in the dream until she heard that Banks had passed away, and then her mind filled that last part in.
Okay, sure. I'm still believing.
Skepticism.
I'm still believing.
Well, good. You still believe. I'll still be skeptic. That sounds like sounds like our roles are defined there. Good job. Okay.
Oh well, thank you very much.
Well, I like that one. So now, so those were both Paula's short little dream stories, and now you're going to read us another one.
Yeah, I did read, Paula. I hope you don't mind that we read those all funky and kind of
out of order.
Again,
Paula, get your own podcast and read them the way you want. I'm just teasing Paula. No, you don't mind. She doesn't mind.
Okay. I just hope it doesn't sound too fragmented, but we are going to read another story. So this story, again, me hustling, boy, because this was like the first thing I read in the morning. Every morning when I wake up, my alarm goes off and I lay there for 20 minutes on my phone. I schedule it into my getting ready time.
Yeah.
I don't want to get out of bed.
Smart.
For at least 20 minutes.
Well, you can brag all you want, but I got us a free book, bitch. Ow. So that's all I'm saying.
Very true. Very true.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. So while on Facebook, after I'd gotten caught up for the morning, one of my Facebook pages is just like a place where they tell scary stories.
Yeah.
Like this happened to me, blah, blah, blah. And so this girl who I don't think she's ever listened to our podcast yet.
Oh, I do this sometimes, but I haven't gone this far. I'll read a good scary story on some of those paranormal ones that I keep joining that nobody will bite for. And I think, ooh, maybe I should reach out to them and say, can I use this on the podcast? Is that what you did?
Well, I said, that sounds really interesting. And it's like a baby haunting. So I'm hoping that, not that I'm hoping more things happen to this poor girl.
I'm hoping she got tortured and then we can talk about it.
But I am hoping that if anything else happens, she'll update us because it's just two little things that have happened so far, but they're both kind of unexplainable and weird. Okay. So there's no like, hey, how are ya? It's like, this is what I posted.
This is what you wanted. Here it is.
Here it is. Bye. Like, I don't even think it says bye. I think it just has her name at the end. But I love it because it's an interesting story. Okay, so this is from Brittany, and I almost said her last name like you. Mm-hmm. Sorry. Okay, so y'all, my house is haunted. My husband and I just bought our first house in the beginning of December. It's about an hour from Nashville, Tennessee. It was built in 2017, and we're the second owners, and no deaths in the house.
Huh.
Our room has a huge walk-in closet.
Brad. Nice, yeah, right.
And the rack connects all the way across the closet. So I guess that bar.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
One day my husband was in front of the closet grabbing a shirt. There were like 10 empty hangers hanging in the very back. He saw something moving out of the corner of his eye. And when he turned around, one of the hangers in the middle was swinging back and forth. None of the other hangers were moving. The air wasn't blowing. And he was like 4 feet from it. How did that happen?
Just give me a minute. I'll come up with the reason why.
I'm sure you will. He had forgotten all about it until today. My husband was taking a shower and always blares his music while he's in there. Which tells me they don't have kids, which
right.
Walk-in closet. No kids.
During COVID.
Brand new house.
Brand new house. Walk-in closet. No kids.
An hour from Nashville. I love
Nashville.
Living
the dream right there.
Yeah.
Brittany, I don't care if your house is haunted or not, girl. You got everything. All your other ducks are in a row. Let's get you the haunted house.
It's going to be haunted by me pretty soon. Right. I'm just moving in. We had forgotten all about it until today. My husband was taking a shower and always blares his music while he's in there. I would have to go into the bathroom for him to hear me. Well, today, after he got out of the shower, he came into the office where I was working and asked why I was yelling for him the whole time he was in there. I told him I hadn't said anything. I was in there working. I was in there, which she later says her office, listening to a podcast and working. He insisted that I had been screaming, "Come here," repeatedly. Ooh, that's creepy.
Maybe he was listening to some hardcore heavy metal. Come here!
It also sounds like he didn't. He just finished a shower.
Yeah. Good point.
He's like, what is the matter? I'm shampooing.
Yeah, she's like, your wife might be in trouble. Maybe you stop, turn the music down, and say, "Are you okay?" That is hilarious. Sorry, we just pointed out your husband might be a bit of a jerk. I'm kidding.
Nah, I'm sure it's
just
fine.
Negligent at most.
Just remember, you live in that beautiful house with a walk-in closet and deal with it.
She might be the one purchasing. We don't know that he is the reason.
I didn't mean it like that. I just meant your life is going pretty good.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like your husband. And I was like, oh, you just slipped back into like mom.
No, she could have bought. I'm sure he's freeloading
off of her. Right?
100%. Okay. I'm just saying your life is pretty good. Just deal
with
your crappy husband.
That's true.
I'm so kidding, Brittany. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no wonder she's
never. She's like, why did I send my email into these people? I'm so sorry. Okay, so he insisted that had been screaming, "Come here," repeatedly. The bathroom and bedroom doors were both closed, and so was the office that I was in. He still insists that I'm messing with him, but I swear I never said a word.
Ooh.
Brittany.
Woohoo.
Isn't that weird?
And she's lived there since last December? Or this past December?
The beginning of December.
Oh, so
it's pretty new.
Okay, well, I hate to point this out to you, Brittany, to further make you paranoid, but you do know, like, the original 1980s Poltergeist movie?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't haunted because people lived in it.
Right.
It was haunted
they
because
built
it was a burial ground.
They moved the headstones and left the bodies.
Yes. She's screaming that like while they're like in the pool.
Yes. And do you know that
that's the best part?
You know those bodies were real human
Shut your mouth.
Skeletons because it was cheaper than getting fake skeletons. So they would often in movies back then. I don't think it's
what?
Yeah, they were real skeletons.
No. They better pay those actors double.
That movie is totally cursed.
Oh, I know. That's exactly what I was just going to say. Like, I love reading all that stuff about the curses.
I love that whole movie. I love every minute of that movie.
That needs to be our...
yes, that's our first Patreon.
Our Patreon.
Which some people have said they would do it.
Yeah, just us mentioning it once. We didn't even put a poll out there. Yeah.
We're not doers.
We're not doers. We are dreamers. We're not doers. Clearly, we're like, here's our invention. Somebody go make it and give us credit. But also, all I needed was one person to say they do it. I'm like, okay, we're down. I'll watch a movie for $5.
Right. Wouldn't
to give to charity. Yeah.
It'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
And Poltergeist. Heck yes. I love that movie.
Yes. I know. That's a good one. So we're going to have to figure out how to do all that. And, and definitely get that one going. But yeah, Poltergeist, that should be our first one.
I'm down for that. That sounds awesome.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay. So debunk this. What do you think?
Okay. So, well, it's telling to me that he didn't even really remember to mention the whole hanger thing, which then kind of tells me it must not have been that spooky. I mean, if that had happened to me, I would have been, and it like really set in.
Yeah.
I would have immediately gone and told you, like, this hanger, but if it was just kind of like, well, that's weird, whatever.
See, my defense of that is that I am the most forgetful person that I know, and I will be shook to the core, and then a minute later, be like, and totally forget. And then like 3 days later, 3 days later, I'll be like, Kevin, did I tell you about this?
That's funny.
No. So maybe I'm the jerk husband in the shower.
You might be. I mean, well, no, that, or I mean, really, you don't think there's wind blowing. He could have turned very quickly. He could have accidentally knocked it with his shoulder, not even noticing he did it. And
from
then
4 feet away. He's got 4 feet
wide shoulders. He could have walked by it and then knocked it, not noticed it.
Okay.
I mean,
one and only out of a bunch.
If it were like rocking like back and forth like crazy, okay, I don't know. But it wasn't. It was gently rocking. That tells me that something gently knocked it and he was unaware of whatever it was that gently knocked it.
All right. Okay.
Which to some could say they're probably yelling, which could be the ghost that gently knocked it. But but at the same time, I don't know. That's not enough for me. The music, that's what was he listening to? Was he listening to like, light, classical music, and all of a sudden he's hearing, or was he listening to something with words that kind of played with him a little bit, like, do I hear that? You know how sometimes you're like, what am I hearing?
I kind of want to know how he was listening to it. Like, was it on a speaker? Was he like listening on waterproof headphones, or
do they make those?
I feel like they probably make those. Sometimes.
If they don't, somebody should invent them and call them My Skeptical Sister headphones.
I would admit, there you go. I would admit to this, except that my husband listens, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyways. I don't do it now.
Okay.
Because I've got new AirPods.
You listen to your headphones in the shower?
Sometimes I do. I put in a little AirPod and I listen.
No. I don't know why, but I feel like that's going to shock you somehow.
I don't think so. I've never got shocked. My microphone stopped working.
I don't think so. That, and is this why you had to get new headphones? Kevin busted. Or you're that husband that never listens. And, there you go.
No, I think he does listen to this podcast.
Crap. He's a good husband.
Those lasted for like a year and a half. They were like AirPods, and they lasted for like over a year.
Imagine how much longer they would have lasted if you weren't getting them wet.
Imagine. I don't do it with my new. I made a promise to myself.
You're such a dork.
That I would not do it with my new pair.
I think that's hilarious that you had to promise yourself. Like, this is the problem. You need an intervention. Oh my gosh.
I need to be okay with quietness.
Yes, I
I'm
know.
not.
I've thought I'm not either. Or just a little bit muffled sound. Just listen to it while it's playing outside.
Yeah, I've tried that. There are some podcasts that are just quieter, and I always listen to podcasts while I'm in the shower.
Yeah,
or like books on tape.
Weird fact about Erin: she's not too much of a music person.
I'm really not. I really don't care much for it. It's got to tell a story, or be Lizzo. Those are my.
Now Lizzo's an exception, but loves musicals.
I love them.
I don't like musicals, but I like to listen to music. She does not like to listen to just random music, but it has to be in a musical.
If there's music on, I'll enjoy it. But it's kind of, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of reaching. I don't know. I just don't care for it.
Oh, it's so strange to me. But again, as far as that story goes, I mean, I need more. Write us in a month. Let us know what else is happening, Brittany.
It's still really new. Congratulations on your new house.
Yes, and your husband sounds like he needs to be a little more attentive. But other than that, lovely husband.
No, that's really exciting. But if anything else happens, please update us.
Yes,
I think that. I mean, it was a short one, a little baby story, but it was
creepy.
Creepy has some creepy qualities.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very cool.
You ready for yours?
Okay, I am because mine is good. Mine is creepy. Okay. Not that yours wasn't, Brittany. I made that sound like, but mine is really creepy. Okay, so this is from Nancy, and it's good.
And I know Nancy. We both know Nancy.
Yes, we both know Nancy. You were her original friend. You know, I met her through you, but
I work with Nancy.
Yes, and she's awesome. She's very funny. But I was like, ooh, good. I get to read Nancy. She's going to be funny in it. Oh no, she's just real creepy in it.
Oh, okay.
So
I've always thought she was real. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding, Nancy.
Kidding. Don't stop listening, Nancy. Okay.
Or being nice to me.
Yeah. Or I don't care. You can be mean to Erin. Just don't be mean to me. I'm kidding. Okay. This happened to our family when we first moved into the house that my parents still live in. I was in the 4th grade. I would like to preface this by saying that the main character in this story is my dad, who is very scientific, pragmatic, not prone to whimsy, etc. So he's a me in this story, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Is he still that way?
Well, listen. He's very level-headed. I'm not sure if I believe in ghosts, but the fact that this flustered my father definitely means that something strange happened. And I'm going to tell you right now, I can see why. Okay.
I'm excited.
So I'm going to say this. If this were to happen to me,
okay,
I think I would probably be a believer.
In everything after this?
I mean, in this one experience, I would believe that was happening. Okay. So we had moved into the house a few weeks prior. There was a neighbor dog who barked outside my parents' bedroom window, so my mom sometimes slept on the couch in the living room. No, that's not how you handle that. You, whatever. We've got those barking dogs next door.
Yeah.
I hope those neighbors are listening right now because I've been meaning to talk to you about your dogs.
Oh, we should kind of befriend them.
I know we like the people.
Yeah.
And I love dogs, but these dogs are just, I'm like, come on, how long is it going to take you to get used to me? Anyway, where I'm a little bit more patient, James, I'll catch him out there just staring at those dogs. I'm like, are you like plotting their death? He's like, absolutely. I'm like, oh no. I hope I don't find dead dogs someday. Okay.
Now if you do,
it's definitely him. I mean, I would throw him under the bus. Like, yeah, it was my husband. I'm sorry. What do we do? Vet bills? I don't know. Okay. So anyway, but then again, bring your dogs in sometimes. Okay. All right. So my dad was alone in his bed when he woke up to see a woman's figure standing in the doorway. It was dark, but he could tell it was a woman. She said, oh, quit. That got me the giggles. Okay. She said, Larry, my dad's name is Larry.
Okay.
He thought it was my mom. So he said, Jan, what is it? The lady wouldn't answer except to say, Larry, over and over again. After a few minutes, he realized it wasn't my mom. So even though I was just 10 or so, he thought maybe it was me. Nancy, what is it? Still, nothing in response.
Now I feel bad about my comment. Sorry. Sorry, that got gross. Sorry, Nancy and Larry.
Well, I mean, until he thought it was his daughter. Then the daughter.
No, let's stop.
You want to read that over again? Okay.
No, it's fine.
Nancy, what is it? Still nothing in response. But the question, Larry? So my dad thought he was imagining things. He closed his eyes for a few minutes, and when he opened them, the woman was still standing in the doorway.
No.
That's always the weirdest.
They're supposed to go away when you open your eyes.
Yes, you close your eyes, and then you open, and then they're gone. And then you're like, oh, that was my imagination. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
At this point, my dad just decided to go back to sleep. I told you, he was practical. I know. Like, that's so funny. Because even me, practical, I would have to sit up and walk over to that person.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Except I wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
I would be so scared. I would call you and say, Meghann, come walk into this person. There's somebody in my house.
Walk into this person. Just walk through them. Make sure, get rid of them. I think you get rid of ghosts by walking through them. Okay. He closed his eyes and after a few minutes fell asleep, which that's impressive. When we all woke up, he told us about this. He kind of laughed it off, but he was a little creeped out. So at this point, I'm still like, oh, okay. I mean, yeah, whatever. Dream, right?
Right.
He kind of laughed it off, but he was a little creeped out, which is totally unlike him. After a while, he shut down and didn't want to talk about it anymore. A day or two later, we learned that the previous homeowner's mother had died in a car accident on Devil's Hollow Road the day before my dad's visitor. The previous owner's name? It was also Larry.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so sad.
I know.
She's like so confused.
I know. Well, that's what she says. It's just so strange, but we wonder if the first Larry's mother passed quickly and unexpectedly, then came to visit her son at the place he so recently lived.
Oh.
This was the only weird thing that ever happened at our house, so I guess she figured out her mistake and decided not to haunt us. To this day, my dad refuses to talk about this.
Oh my gosh.
That ending, he refuses to talk about it.
Yes.
Because as a skeptic, I will tell you right now, if something personally happens that's outside of the scope of what I can handle, I can see handling it that way. Like, nope, we're just not going to talk about it. I don't have an explanation for it, so therefore, we're not talking about it.
I would get a shirt screen printed that would say, ask me about my ghost story.
It's the best one you've ever heard.
So good.
It's so good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Isn't that a good one?
Good. That's really, really good.
Yeah. The previous owner's name was Larry.
Yes. That is wild.
And
what are the
she had
chances
died,
of that?
right?
Coincidence.
I mean, that's a pretty big coincidence.
Oh, man.
But big coincidences happen.
Guys, I am so sorry for our dog.
So loud.
There's no way to get rid of her in post because maybe if we each had our own microphone,
maybe
could get rid of background noise, but we're not that fancy.
But yeah, creepy.
Yeah, that is really, really creepy.
Nancy, great story, great twist at the end. I mean, I didn't see the whole because she was calling him specifically by his name. So I'm like, well, that's weird. Like maybe it was his wife and or he was dreaming about his wife or something. And then then it took that turn at the end with the previous owner's name being Larry. That's pretty good. That's a good one. Here's what I'll say. I don't know how to debunk it other than just coincidence. So if you're listening to this and you have a theory, please write in. Please leave it on the Facebook.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'd like to go back and forth about this one because it's interesting.
Yeah. I don't understand what you mean. How could it be a coincidence that he just...
well, he had a dream about his wife. He had a dream where someone was saying Larry, which is his name.
Right.
So that's not too far outside of, of dreaming that this is a weird dream and somebody just keeps saying my name over and over again. But the fact that a couple of days later, he finds out that the mother had passed away.
Right. Okay.
And Larry
full disclosure, the reason I didn't understand is because I started thinking about what the ghost woman, what her reaction was, where she's standing there like, Larry, and then somehow somebody's like, no, listen, lady, come over here. And she's like, oh my gosh. I bet I freaked out that man.
No, it's just like, Larry? When did he get a mustache? That's so weird.
And then they're like, that guy's name was Larry. And she's like, shut up. Are you kidding me?
What are the odds?
Oh my gosh.
I've been haunting the wrong house all this time.
Years.
Yes. That would be the ultimate score. I didn't even mean to scare him, and I nailed it. Just like high-fiving her ghosts. Ghost friends back there.
You're brand new.
Yes.
We've been trying for years.
She's like, I got this, guys. Just step aside. Oh, man.
Sorry,
That's
I
so
really
cute.
went down a whole different trail in my mind. I had that whole thought process.
I'm glad you did, because that's a good way to look at it from a ghost perspective. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, she was probably pretty proud of that jump scare. And it worked, too.
Yeah.
You won't even talk about it anymore.
Absolutely.
Wow.
I love it.
Pretty
I love
cool. Oh, you know what, though? It would really be, that's what I want to hear a story about. I want to hear a story about, like, somebody in the real life passing, who's like a jokester, a prankster.
Yeah.
And then comes back to haunt, because how much fun would that be?
It would be great.
Oh my gosh, it would be hilarious. Like, when we think of ghosts, or the typical ghosts, you think, they're just coming back to send you a message. But what if they're just coming back to totally fuck with you, and just be hilarious, and they're on the other side with their pals, like, watch this one. This is something that happened like 20 years ago. This is gonna freak her out.
They're all like telling stories by the water cooler.
The
heavenly
exactly,
water cooler.
Exactly.
I wonder what's in that kind of water cooler. Because it's probably not water in heaven. What are they drinking?
Steam, mist.
I was thinking like
Nice.
vodka.
Your ghosts are a lot more fun than my ghosts. They're just drinking mist.
Oh my gosh, they're prankster ghosts. Of course they're drinking.
Well, sure. Well, they're doing like keg stands of mist stands.
Oh, okay.
In my mind, I don't know. They got their ghosts. Can they even drink? I don't know.
I don't know.
You're the believer.
I'd be so sad if in the afterlife I can't eat. Like whatever I want.
Well, surely we could. And drink whatever we want.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
we'll see.
If you're out there, look, I'm summoning them.
Don't summon them while you're in my house.
Just a prankster ghost. I don't want like a scary one.
Her house across the street.
Yes, I almost threw my address right there. I want the ghosts, not the real people. If they're a ghost, they should know where I live. I live right over there.
I saw a billboard once that said, now hiring psychics, you know where to apply.
That was awesome.
It was very funny.
So funny. Now that's a good prankster right there.
It was done by a ghost.
Billboard. Yes, a good prankster ghost. That is too funny. Man, quick stories tonight.
I know they were all three little ones, but we talked about the book, but that wasn't a story.
Oh, okay. I knew I talked about something. Sorry, Steve. It's just my mind, not your book at all. Well, all right. Well, let's stop there. I'm going to get a little bit more wine, and then we'll figure out how to wrap this up.
Okay, sounds good.
So I had this idea where because I have been kind of already just in the 11 weeks that we've done this, at our fans, like they have just shown up. They're really putting us out there, and I know we grovel and beg on every episode to do that, but they really do it. Every review I read on Apple Podcasts, I'm like, oh, that is the nicest thing. Like everyone.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like a report card or something. I want to like show Mom. I'm like, Mom, look at what they're saying about us.
Oh, I talked to Mom today, and she was like, it was so fun hearing me on a podcast.
Oh, did she listen?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I
didn't
really
know if she had heard or not. And then I love somebody said, she's exactly what I pictured.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes. So if you listen to the last episode, our mother made a little appearance, and we put her picture up on Instagram and on Twitter.
Yes, I'm trying to be better on Twitter.
You're doing good. You got retweeted.
I did. I got retweeted. So if anybody's really good at Twitter and they're just like a natural Twitter person, reach out to me, please.
Yeah, please give her some help,
tips.
because it ain't gonna be me. I'm not gonna help you. I don't know what the heck Twitter is even for. My whole point was, I started thinking, we sit here and we halfway joking, but we do love free stuff. Really, we're already getting free stuff because our fans are doing legwork for us. They are out there getting us new fans and saying stuff. So I thought, you know what? Screw all you real like business people. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. We still need you guys. Or would love.
Not you, Anchor. We love you.
Yeah. Shut our podcast down.
They're like, never mind.
Yeah, these two, you guys can find some of their platform. No, I thought, you know, we need to sponsor them. So my thought is, we will pick a fan every week, and we'll go alternate. I think we decided on that. Like, I'll pick one week, you pick the next week to kind of highlight. And if that person has any cause near and dear to them, whether it be a charity of their choice, or even if like they have their own Etsy page or their own business, we'll give them a shout out on here, because really they are supporting us more than probably any business really would.
Right.
You know, so or at least more in a more intimate and personal way they are.
Yeah.
Boy, that sounded kind of dirty a little bit. I mean,
I'm
like intimate.
Well,
I don't know that word intimate. I'm like,
I mean, we'll see how it goes.
Right. You do have the fire lit and wine.
Just kidding, Kevin. I love you so much.
Yes. Yeah. You too, James. So I just thought, you know, that would be kind of cool. So I have my first one picked out.
Okay.
And I want to give her a shout out. So I might give her one tonight and then next week too, because she's such a good teacher that I am not. And I bothered her today during the work day. And she was like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. Thanks. But I'm at work. And I'm like, oh girl, me too. But I'm totally messaging you. I'm kidding again. My boss might be listening. Who knows? I did accidentally tell my assistant principal about this. And now she's probably going to listen. Oh. Or maybe not.
It was just a minute that you sent.
I was on my lunch break page.
Relax.
No, anyway. So I really probably was on some break. But anyway, I sent it to her and then she's like, yeah, I'll get back to you. And she still hasn't.
Okay.
But I was so excited because I really wanted to call to, you know, just give her some props tonight, because I started noticing on our Facebook page, first of all, I don't know that she's really commented on too much or anything like that. So it's just kind of like she's been in stealth mode.
Nice.
And I just noticed that she has added so many of our members on the Facebook fan club.
That is so cool.
Yeah. And I don't think she's local. I think she lives in, I don't know where. I don't want to assume, but I think she's out of state. And her name, and she told me I could use both names. I asked her and she said, you can use both names. And then she said she was going to get back to me. But so if she does, I'll let you know next week what cause she'd like us to shout out. But
you said she's an art teacher too, right?
Yes, she is an art teacher.
There's a good chance she's got an Etsy page.
Yes.
We like a side hustle.
Anyway, I'll find out more. But I'm just going to give her name out now. Laura Hemmingson. And I think I'm saying that right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you
so much for putting us out there and getting some of your friends to
for haranguing your friends.
Harangue the crap out of your friends, girl, and we appreciate it so much. And we'd just like to shout you out. And we'll be doing this every week. So we'll highlight a fan that we feel has kind of gone the extra mile to help us get our name out there, whether that's leaving a very nice review or bringing more listeners in somehow through some way. And if we didn't, I'm going to say like I do with my students, if we haven't called on you yet, it's not because you're not in our mind. We'll get to you. Okay. So calm down. Stop throwing the tantrum. It'll be fine.
Paula. Just kidding.
Paula, listen, I even told Erin she should talk about you. She wants to wait. That's on her, not me, Paula. I said, tell Paula. It's fine, Paula.
I didn't reach out to Paula and ask what she wants me to do yet.
Because you are not a doer.
That's right.
I'm kidding.
No, you're not. It's true.
Yeah, no.
Actually, I did. We didn't reach out to her, but I bought something from one of our fans' Etsy pages.
Well, hey, that's today. Cool. What is? Oh, yes.
I bought a mask.
A mask. Yeah, we're definitely going. She is on the list. She's in my mind.
Okay, well,
for sure.
Then I know she's your best friend now, but let me do it because I bought something from her.
Fine. Even though she really is my best friend. I'm kidding. We can share her.
She's not. They've never met.
I know. We've never met, but I do feel, I'm like, she is so cool. I would like her to be my best friend.
Okay.
One of them. I mean, I got a lot. Listen, get in line. There's a lot of them out there.
Get in line. such a nerd.
Oh, too funny. All right. Well, this has been fun.
Yes, it has been. Let's see. You can find us on Twitter. I really am trying on there now.
Yeah.
You can find us on Instagram and Facebook. Just type in My Skeptical Sister. You'll find us.
Yep.
You can rate, review, and subscribe on Apple, or you can listen anywhere. So please tell your friends to find us.
Yeah. And then if you do, we might promote whatever it is you're selling.
That's
How
right.
about that?
Yeah. You scratch our back, we'll scratch yours.
That's exactly right. Show you our, I'll show you mine. What is that?
Oh.
No, that got
No.
dirty. No, sorry. Always
Boy, you really...
I do. I like to go
What's
there.
going on with you right now?
I don't know. I need another glass of wine or I've had too many.
All right.
Well, you guys have a good night.
Yeah, and we'll talk to you next week.
La 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 la.